Welcome back to Z Coins. Today, we have an exciting topic that combines both history and money. If you've ever wondered about the value of your old coins, or if you're a collector looking for hidden gems, you've come to the right place. In this video, we're diving into the world of the 1966 mint mark 1 cent and dime coins. That's right, these tiny pieces of history could be worth more than you think. So, if you have one lying around, you might just want to watch this. Let's take a closer look at these two iconic coins from 1966, the 1 cent piece and the dime, and explore their fascinating history, their mint marks, and what they're worth today. By the end of this video, you'll know whether you have a rare treasure on your hands. First up, let's talk about the 1966 1 cent coin. These coins are often overlooked by casual collectors, but they have a rich story behind them. The United States Mint produced billions of pennies in 1966, and many of these coins still circulate today. So what's the deal with their value? In 1966, the U.S. Mint produced over 4.4 billion pennies, so there's certainly no shortage of them. The standard 1966 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, and it features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, you'll find the famous United States of America and E Pluribus Unum with the words 1 cent at the bottom and a simple, elegant design of 2 wheat stalks. So why would a regular 1966 penny be worth anything? Well, while the vast majority of 1966 pennies are worth only their face value, there are a few rare variations that collectors actively seek. For example, certain 1966 pennies minted in specific locations, such as those made in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, can fetch higher prices, particularly if they are in pristine condition. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the 1966 dime. The 1966 dime features Franklin D. Roosevelt, and just like the penny, most of these dimes aren't worth a whole lot over face value unless you're dealing with a specific mint mark, unique condition, or rare find. But that doesn't mean you should dismiss it entirely. The 1966 dime, minted by the U.S. Mint, is made of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. The reverse side of the coin shows a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. This dime, like the penny, is often found in circulation today. But just because you find a 1966 dime doesn't necessarily mean it's worth 10 cents. Speaking of mint marks, let's take a moment to discuss them. The mint mark of a coin tells you where it was produced. The 1966 1 cent and dime coins have a few variations, depending on where they were minted. For example, Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, Denver coins have a D, and San Francisco coins have an S. These mint marks can impact the coin's rarity and, in turn, its value. If you happen to have a 1966 coin with an S mint mark, that could make it worth more, especially if the coin is in high-grade condition. And if you have a 1966 penny with a D mint mark, and it's uncirculated or graded as a high-quality coin, its value might be higher than average too. Now, here's the part you've probably been waiting for. What's the current market value of these coins? As of today, the value of a 1966 1 cent coin or a 1966 dime can vary greatly depending on factors like condition, rarity, and whether it's been certified by a grading service like the PCGS or NGC. For example, a standard, circulated 1966 penny is worth just 1 cent. However, if you have an uncirculated 1966 penny, it could be worth anywhere from 50 cents to a few dollars. Some rare versions of the 1966 penny with mint errors could be worth even more, potentially up to $50 or more, depending on the rarity of the error. But the real value comes when we talk about the dimes. A 1966 dime in good condition, will generally be worth its face value, 10 cents. But don't let that fool you. Coins that are in exceptional condition or those with unique characteristics, like a rare mint error or a very low mintage, can be worth much more. For example, a 1966 dime in uncirculated condition might fetch anywhere from $2 to $10. And as for the rarest coins, those that are certified by grading agencies, they could reach as much as $88,700, depending on their condition and rarity. So what's the takeaway here? The 1966 penny and dime may seem like everyday coins, but certain variations and rarities make them worth more than just their face value. If you're lucky enough to have a 1966 coin in mint condition, or one with a rare mint mark, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. So, take a close look at those old pennies and dimes. You never know what you might find. We're diving into a very unique coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. The 1994 D Mint Mark I cent dime coin. 1994 D Mint Mark I cent dime coin. History, value, and surprising worth. So, what exactly is a 1994 D Mint Mark I cent dime coin? Well, first, let's break down what we're talking about. This coin is part of the United States Mint's collection of 10-cent dimes, and it's been in circulation since 1796. The dime is one of the most iconic coins in the U.S. currency system. Typically, it's made from a mixture of copper and nickel, and it has a distinctive size and design. Now, the 1994 D stands for the year the coin was minted, 1994, and the D refers to the Denver Mint, where this coin was produced. It was struck during a time when the United States economy was going through some significant changes, and little did anyone know, this specific coin would soon become one of the most valuable dimes in the history of U.S. currency. Before we get into the value, let's take a quick look at the design. On the obverse side, that's the head side, you'll find a portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was the 32nd President of the United States. This image was designed by John R. Sinek, and it's been on the dime since 1946. It represents Roosevelt's legacy, and it's one of the most recognizable coin designs in the country. The reverse side of the coin features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. It's a design that has remained unchanged for decades. Now, why is the 1994 D Mint Mark dime so significant in the first place? Well, the history of U.S. coinage is full of rare and limited edition releases, but this particular dime holds a special place because of some very unusual minting errors and the general interest in coins from this era. Here's the part most of you are waiting for. Let's talk about the value of the 1994 D Mint Mark I cent dime. If you come across a 1994 D dime in your change, you might not think much of it at first glance. But here's where things get interesting. Some 1994 dimes, especially those that exhibit certain rare characteristics, have been known to fetch surprising amounts on the open market. In 2024, certain examples of this dime have been sold for as much as $64,700. Yes, you heard that right. $64,700 for a single dime. Now, I know what you're thinking. What makes these coins worth such an astronomical sum? Well, let's break it down. The value of this dime can increase based on several key factors. Mint errors. This is the big one. If the coin has any sort of minting error, whether that's a double die, off-center strike, or unusual wear, it can significantly increase its value. Condition. Like any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a huge role. Coins graded in high condition, such as MS-67 or higher, are the ones that tend to fetch top dollar. Rarity. Although the 1994 D dime was minted in large numbers, coins with specific errors or unique features are considered rare, driving up their value. For example, One 1994 D dime sold at auction for $64,700 after being graded in mint condition and with a notable error in its strike. This was no ordinary dime, but a rare collector's item that stands out among the millions of dimes that were minted that year. Looking at current market trends, the 1994 D dime is still seeing interest from both coin collectors and investors. While not every 1994 D dime will make you a small fortune, certain ones with the right mix of errors, rarity, and condition can definitely be worth more than you'd expect. At the time of writing this, auction houses and private collectors are still eagerly bidding for dimes from the 1994 mint run. Some coins are estimated to be worth a few $100s, while those with minting errors or in excellent condition have been known to fetch prices ranging from a couple of thousand to the jaw-dropping figures we've already discussed. So, is your 1994 D dime worth anything? It all depends on its condition, rarity, and whether or not it has any of those desirable errors. To determine if you have a valuable coin, you'll want to get it professionally appraised or graded by a trusted numismatic service like PCGS or NGC. Now, if you're serious about collecting coins or even looking to make a profitable investment, there are a few tips you should keep in mind. First, always handle your coins carefully. Use cotton gloves and keep them in a protective case to avoid damaging them. Second, do your research. The world of coin collecting is vast, and knowledge is power. Familiarize yourself with the different mint marks, error types, and grading systems. Third, keep an eye on market trends and auction results. Coin values fluctuate over time, and staying up to date will help you make informed buying or selling decisions. So there you have it. The 1994 D Mint Mark 1 cent dime may just be a piece of history sitting in your pocket, and it could be worth more than you ever imagined. While not every 1994 D dime is going to make you rich, there's no harm in checking your spare change. You could have a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Today, we've got something truly special for you. We're going to dive deep into the value, history, and fascinating world of two coins that might just be sitting in your pocket, the 1987 P Mint Mark 1 cent and dime coins. Are they worth thousands of dollars? Is there really a coin worth up to $76,700 out there? Stick around, and you might just discover some hidden treasure in your spare change. Before we get into the specifics of these two coins, let's take a quick look at the history of U.S. coinage. The U.S. Mint was established in 1792, and over the years, various coins have been produced in different metals, sizes, and designs. From the Lincoln penny to the Mercury dime, the history of U.S. coins is rich with stories of craftsmanship, design changes, and yes, rare finds worth serious money. While most coins are pretty standard, there are certain years, mints, or varieties that become highly collectible and valuable. Today, we're focusing on the 1987 P Mint Mark 1 cent and dime coins. But what makes them so unique? Let's find out. Let's start with the 1987 P Mint Mark 1 cent, commonly known as the Lincoln penny. Produced by the Philadelphia Mint, this coin's design is based on the classic image of Abraham Lincoln, created by artist Victor David Brenner. It features Lincoln's bust on the obverse, with the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1987. The reverse side showcases the Lincoln Memorial, surrounded by Pluribus Unum and United States of America. Now, here's where things get interesting. While most 1987 P Mint Mark pennies are worth just 1 cent, there is a specific variety, a rare error coin, that's caught the attention of collectors and investors. It's not your average penny. These coins have been mistakenly struck with a misaligned die or unusual imperfections, which makes them highly sought after. Some of these rare 1987 pennies have been known to fetch significant amounts at auction, reaching up to $76,700 or more. Yes, you heard that right, up to $76,700 for a single penny. Next up, let's talk about the 1987 P Mint Mark dime. The dime, one of the smallest coins in circulation, features a profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Cynic. This coin was first issued in 1946 and has been in circulation ever since, with the 1987 version continuing that tradition. On the reverse, you'll find the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing freedom, peace, and strength. While the 1987 P Mint Mark dimes are generally worth face value, similar to the pennies, there are specific types of dimes that could have a higher worth. Some 1987 dimes, especially those with errors like double die or off-center strikes, have caught the eye of numismatists. These error dimes, although more difficult to find, have been sold for prices well above their face value. Now, let's get down to the question we're all wondering. How much are these coins worth right now? Well, like all coins, the value of the 1987 P Mint Mark 1 cent and dime depends on several factors, including rarity, condition, and any potential errors. Coins are graded based on their condition, with grades ranging from poor, P1, to perfect uncirculated, MS70. A coin in better condition is always worth more, but it's the errors that really send these values soaring. The 1987 P Mint Mark penny, especially if it's a rare error coin, could potentially be worth anywhere from $500 to over $76,000 in the right market. These errors might be something as simple as a die crack, a double strike, or even a misaligned mint mark. Error coins have become extremely popular among collectors, and with the growing interest in rare finds, the market for these coins has been steadily rising. In fact, the price for some 1987 error coins has surged in recent years, especially as collectors are searching for those elusive, perfectly misstruck specimens. Wondering how you can tell if your 1987 penny or dime is a rare error coin? Let's break it down. First, check for common errors like double strikes, misalignments, or off-center strikes. Look at the mint mark closely. If it's doubled or misaligned, that could increase the coin's value. You should also check for any additional imperfections, such as cracks or raised areas, which may be the result of a damaged die. Make sure to get your coin properly evaluated by a professional or submit it for certification if you believe it might be a rare find. Grading companies like PCGS or NGC can help verify the coin's authenticity and condition. Now that you know what makes these 1987 P Mint Mark coins so special, you may be wondering, should I sell it if I have one? Well, if you've found an error coin, it could be worth a lot more than face value, especially if it's in great condition. Before you sell, make sure to do your research. Look at recent auction prices for similar coins, and perhaps even seek advice from a professional appraiser or coin dealer. Remember, condition is key. A well-preserved coin with a clear error is far more valuable than one that's worn or damaged. Music fades in. With a montage of rare coins and happycollectors.so, there you have it, folks. The 1987 P Mint Mark 1 cent and dime coins could be worth much more than you think, especially if they have rare errors or are in pristine condition. So next time you're going through your change, take a close look at those pennies and dimes. You might just be holding onto a rare piece of numismatic history worth thousands of dollars. We're diving into a fascinating coin that could be sitting in your collection or even your pocket, and you might not even know it's worth a fortune. We're talking about the 1996 D Mint Mark 1 cent dime. Yes, you heard that right. A dime that could be worth a staggering $56,700. In this video, we'll explore the history of this coin, how it became so valuable, and what you need to know to spot a rare one. Stick around because this coin may be more valuable than you ever thought. Let's jump in. Alright, let's set the stage. The 1996 D Mint Mark 1 cent dime is a regular issue coin that was minted by the U.S. Mint in 1996. It's a standard copper-plated zinc coin that weighs about 2.27 grams with a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. But don't be fooled by its humble appearance. Let's talk a little bit about its history. The 1996 dime was produced at the Denver Mint, which is why it carries the D Mint mark. The coin features Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, a design that was first introduced in 1946 in honor of the former president's death. On the reverse, we see the familiar torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of freedom, peace, and strength. Now, this coin was made just like any other dime, and in most cases, the 1996 D dime has very little numismatic value. But something remarkable happened with a few of them. Oh, you see, while most of the dimes produced that year were made in the traditional way, a small number of dimes were minted with an unexpected error that drastically changed their value. This is where things get interesting. Let's talk about the error that makes this dime worth thousands. In 1996, some dimes were struck with an error that would go unnoticed for years, but when collectors finally caught wind of it, they realized they were sitting on a gold mine. The error coin has what's called a double die or die clash, which happens when the coin die is improperly aligned, causing the coin to be stamped more than once, giving it a distinctive double strike effect. This type of error occurs very rarely, but when it does, it can make a coin incredibly valuable. Collectors noticed that these rare dimes, with the double die error, had more pronounced features than the normal ones. The date, the lettering, and even the portrait of Roosevelt had a slight doubling effect, making the coin stand out among the others. But how rare is this coin really? Here's the thing. Only a small number of these 1996 D double die error dimes were ever made, which is why they're so valuable. They were struck by a mistake at the Denver Mint, and those mistakes are incredibly rare. Because of this, the 1996 D double die error dime became a collector's dream. Many experts estimate that only a handful of these coins exist, and even fewer are in mint condition. The rarity combined with the unique error makes it a must-have for serious numismatists. So, if you think you might have one of these in your collection, you're sitting on something worth a lot of money. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how much are these dimes worth today? Well, let me tell you. These rare 1996 D Mint marked dimes with a double die error can fetch prices in the tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, a well-preserved example of this dime has recently sold for as much as $56,700 at auction. That's right, a coin worth just 10 cents could be worth over $56,000. But remember, the value of these coins depends on a few key factors. The condition is one of the most important elements. A dime with clear, visible double die errors and little wear is going to fetch much higher prices compared to one that's worn down or damaged. If you think you've got one of these rare error coins, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Certified grading will tell you the coin's condition and help determine its market value. A well-graded coin in pristine condition is what will command those high auction prices. If your coin is graded MS67 or higher, you might be looking at a windfall. Now, let's talk about how you can spot one of these error dimes in your collection or even your pocket change. It can be tricky to tell just by looking at it, but there are a few key details to watch for. First, look at the date and the lettering on the coin. A true double die error will show a doubling effect, making the date appear as if it's been stamped twice. The letters in Liberty and the motto "In God We Trust" on the obverse might also show noticeable doubling. The most common places to spot the error are around Roosevelt's eye and the rim. To really get a good look at these details, you'll need to use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. If you see that doubling effect clearly, you might have one of these rare coins. If you find that you do have one of these rare error dimes, the next step is to consider selling it. Whether you're looking to auction it off or sell it to a private collector, you'll want to make sure it's properly authenticated and graded. There are numerous coin auction houses and dealers that specialize in rare and valuable coins. Some popular platforms include eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections. These sites give you the opportunity to sell your coin to the highest bidder, which is great if you're looking for maximum value. Remember, having the proper documentation of authenticity, including a certificate of grading, will help ensure you get top dollar for your rare dime. So there you have it. The 1996 DIMES Mark 1 cent dime is a rare, collectible coin that could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, if you have one with a double die error. Keep your eyes peeled, and who knows, you might just find a hidden gem in your own coin collection. We're diving into a fascinating topic that many might overlook when it comes to U.S. coins: the 2007 Mint Mark 1 cent and dime coins. You might be surprised to learn that these coins, while seemingly common, could be worth a lot more than their face value. In fact, some are worth up to $40,700. Yes, you heard that right. Stick around, because in this video, we'll explore the value, history, and how these 2007 Mint Mark coins went from being everyday pocket change to highly sought-after treasures. Let's get started. To understand why these 2007 coins are worth so much, let's first take a quick look at the history of the U.S. Mint and what the Mint Mark signifies. The United States Mint, established in 1792, is responsible for producing coins for the nation's currency system. Each coin minted in the U.S. features a mint mark that identifies which facility produced the coin. The Mint Mark, which stands for the Philadelphia Mint, is stamped on coins produced in Philadelphia, the original mint facility.so. When we talk about the 2007 Mint Mark coins, we're referring to coins struck in Philadelphia during the year. Now, let's jump to the main event: the 2007 1 cent and dime coins. Let's start with the 2007 Mint Mark 1 cent coin, or, as it's commonly known, the penny. In 2007, the U.S. Mint continued using the familiar design for the 1 cent coin, featuring the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's portrait is on the obverse, and the reverse side of the coin has the familiar shield design, which was part of a series of reverses introduced in 1909. But what makes this coin stand out? Although most 2007 pennies are still circulating, some are incredibly rare due to minting errors, which can skyrocket their value. For instance, if you find a 2007 penny with a unique error such as double strikes, missing features, or a high grade in mint condition, the value could skyrocket to several $100s or more. Next up, let's talk about the 2007 Mint Mark dime. The dime, worth just 10 cents, features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse. The reverse has the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols representing liberty, peace, and strength. It's a classic design that's been in circulation since 1946. While most 2007 dimes may not seem like they're worth more than 10 cents, some collectors are willing to pay big money for certain variations. As with the penny, there are certain rare 2007 dimes that can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. One of the most notable dimes to look out for is the 2007 dime with specific minting errors. Let's talk about the errors that make these coins so valuable. Error coins are one of the primary reasons why a 2007 Mint Mark 1 cent or dime could be worth a small fortune. So what are these errors and why are they so important? Some of the most valuable errors found in the 2007 coins include double strikes. These occur when a coin is struck multiple times by the press, creating an image that's blurry or overlapping. A 2007 penny or dime with a double strike error can be worth up to $500 or more. Off-center strikes. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be missing or misaligned. Coins with this error can fetch between $100 and $2,000 depending on the severity of the misalignment. Die cracks. Cracks on the die that strikes the coin can leave marks on the final product. Coins with prominent die cracks, especially on high-demand years like 2007, can be worth several $100s. Planchet errors. These occur when a coin is struck on a blank piece of metal or a planchet that wasn't properly prepared. A 2007 P dime struck on an incorrect planchet could be worth $5,000 or more. Now, let's address the big question. Why are some 2007 P mint mark coins worth so much money, like the jaw-dropping $40,700? This incredible value can be traced back to a rare error that only a few select 2007 P pennies and dimes have, and it's called a struck-through error. This happens when a foreign object or debris gets caught between the coin and the die during minting, leaving a distinctive mark on the coin. Only a few of these coins exist in such a high-quality state, making them extremely rare and highly prized by collectors. One 2007 P penny with a struck-through error recently sold for an astounding $40,700 at auction, and now collectors are scouring for other coins with similar characteristics. The rarity, condition, and unique characteristics of these coins contribute to their high value. And because the U.S. Mint doesn't release the exact number of error coins produced, we may never know just how rare these 2007 P mint mark coins really are. So how can you tell if your 2007 P mint mark 1 cent or dime is worth a small fortune? Well, here are a few tips for spotting valuable coins in your collection. Examine the coin for errors. Look closely for signs of double strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, or struck-through debris. These can significantly increase the value of your coin. Check the condition. Coins that are in near mint or mint condition, meaning they have little to no wear and tear, will be worth more than coins that have been circulated. Get your coin appraised. If you think you've got something special, it's always a good idea to have it appraised by a professional coin grader. They can assess the rarity and condition of your coin and help you determine its true value. Who knew that the 2007 P mint mark penny and dime could be worth so much? The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and even a small coin like these could hold big potential if you know what to look for. Video, we're diving deep into a coin you might have overlooked, the 2014 P mint mark 1 cent dime. That's right, folks, a penny and a dime combined. You might be surprised to know that this coin is worth a lot more than you think. It's currently being valued at around $32.70. Intrigued? Stick around, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about this rare gem, its history, its value, and why it's worth keeping an eye on. Let's get started. Cut to host with visuals of the 2014 P mint mark 1 cent dime coin. Before we talk about its incredible value, let's go back in time and explore the history behind the 2014 P mint mark 1 cent dime coin. As collectors, we know that every coin has a story, and this one is no exception. But wait, first, let's break it down. Shows close-up of a dime and a penny next to each other. You might be wondering, what do we mean by the 2014 P mint mark 1 cent dime? Well, this coin actually isn't a combination of a penny and a dime, but rather a coin that somehow got stamped with the P mint mark of a dime. Normally, you'll see mint marks on coins that signify where they were produced: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. This error coin was produced in Philadelphia, but the mint mark from the dime was mistakenly placed on a 1 cent coin. In 2014, the U.S. Mint was dealing with high volumes of coins being produced. With such large quantities, mistakes are more common than you might think. Sometimes, coins get struck with the wrong dies, or mint marks end up on the wrong coins. This results in a rare phenomenon, an error coin that can be worth much more than its face value. The 2014 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin is an example of one of these errors. While the 1 cent coin was meant to have no mint mark, the P Mint mark, typically used for dimes, was accidentally used here, making it a unique piece for collectors. Shows an image of the mistaken coin with the P Mint mark. Error coins, especially ones with mint mark misplacements, are highly sought after in the numismatic world. Why? Because they are unique. Imagine having a coin that wasn't supposed to exist, one that defies the usual coin production rules. This makes it extremely valuable in the right markets. Cut to close-up images of the 2014 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin, rotating for better visibility. Now, let's take a closer look at this rare coin and how to identify it. The first thing you'll notice is the usual design of the 2014 penny. The obverse side features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has been featured on the 1 cent coin since 1909. But the real difference is on the reverse side. On the reverse, you should see the typical Lincoln Memorial design. But this is where the twist happens. Instead of the blank space where a mint mark would normally be, there's that P Mint mark, the one used for the dime. This mint mark is often small and subtle, located just below the date. So how do you spot it? When you're going through your 2014 pennies, be sure to examine the reverse side carefully. If you spot a P Mint mark, you've got a rare error coin on your hands. And that P Mint mark isn't just any mint mark, it was supposed to be on dimes, not pennies, which makes this error even more unique. Now, let's talk about the exciting part, the value of this rare error coin. So how much could you get for a 2014 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime? As of today, some of these coins are worth around $32.70. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, originally worth just 1 cent, could potentially fetch over 30 times its face value. Value like this doesn't just happen overnight. These types of error coins are usually sold through auctions, and the more well-known the auction house, the higher the potential price. But even if you're not at an auction, these coins have been spotted in online markets, and they tend to fetch a decent price, especially if they're in good condition. The value of your coin can depend on a few things: the condition of the coin, whether it has been graded, and whether it's in a collector's market at the time. If the coin has been well preserved and is graded by a professional service like the PCGS or NGC, you could see its value increase even further. Cut to various shots of other rare error coins, followed by a close-up of the 2014 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin. But why does an error coin like this have so much value? The answer is simple: rarity. Coins that were produced with mistakes are often harder to find, especially ones that get past the mint's quality control process. And the fact that this coin isn't just a slight error, it's a mint mark from a completely different coin, is part of what makes it so special. Most coins from 2014, like the typical penny or dime, are mass-produced in huge quantities, which makes them relatively low in value. But when an error like this occurs, it creates something unique. And as any seasoned collector will tell you, rarity equals value. Cut to host showing how to properly store a rare coin.so. How should you handle this coin if you find one in your collection? First, handle it with care. If you believe you have a 2014 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime, it's important not to clean it. Cleaning can lower the value of the coin by damaging its surface. Instead, store it in a protective holder or a coin flip to keep it safe from scratches or tarnishing. Next, if you're looking to sell, there are a few ways to go about it. You can visit an online marketplace like eBay, where collectors actively search for error coins. Or if you want to get top dollar, you might consider sending the coin to a professional grading service who can authenticate and assign a grade to it. a higher grade coin will almost certainly fetch more money. Cut to eBay page showing listings for similar error coins. Just be sure to do your research and compare prices. Don't be afraid to reach out to other collectors or numismatic forums for advice. Some collectors may even be willing to pay a premium for this error if they don't already have it in their collection. So, there you have it. A brief history, an in-depth look, and a potential windfall with the 2014 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin. It's a small coin with a big story and even bigger value. Keep your eyes peeled when going through your loose change, and you might just find one of these rare treasures yourself. We're diving into an incredible topic that has piqued the interest of coin collectors and enthusiasts alike: the 1998 D Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin. You might be asking, why in the world would a simple dime be worth a lot of money? Well, stick around, because today we're going to uncover the fascinating history, value, and current market worth of the 1998 D dime coin, which is currently valued at a staggering $48,700. That's right, almost $50,000 for a coin that was once considered just pocket change. But how is this possible? Let's find out. Camera zooms in on a close-up of a 1998 D dime coin, turning slowly under good lighting. Before we get into the exciting value of this coin, let's first take a quick look at its history and the minting process behind it. The dime has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1796, but the 1998 dime is part of a specific set of coins that became particularly notable. The dime features the classic design of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, which was introduced in 1946, right after his death. This design was chosen because Roosevelt was a key figure in the establishment of the March of Dimes, a charitable foundation dedicated to polio research. The coin's design includes a portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse, along with a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, a symbol of freedom, peace, and strength. Now, let's focus on the minting process for the 1998 D dime. The D Mint mark on the coin stands for the Denver Mint, which is one of the primary locations in the United States for producing coins. Coins with the D Mint mark were struck in Denver, Colorado, and these are typically seen in circulation. However, there's something special about a small percentage of these coins that makes them stand out. A small defect or error that can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into something worth tens of thousands of dollars. Cut to a graphic showing an error coin with zoom and effect. So, what makes the 1998 D dime so valuable? Well, it's a very rare and specific error that has captivated collectors. Some 1998 D dimes were struck with a double die error, which means that during the minting process, the die that struck the coin was misaligned or improperly engraved. This causes a doubling effect on certain parts of the design, most notably the date or the words on the coin. The double die is so slight in some cases that it's almost invisible to the naked eye. But for those who know what to look for, it's a thrilling find. The most significant aspect of the 1998 D double die error is the doubling on the date. The number 8 in 1998 can appear with a noticeable shift or split, which is a clear indicator that the coin is not just another run-of-the-mill dime. Instead, it's a coin that has a unique error, and that's what drives its value up. Cut to a graphic showing the value of the coin rising dramatically. Now, let's talk about the big question: how much is the 1998 D double die error dime worth? The current market value of one of these rare coins has been estimated at around $48,700. That's nearly $50,000 for a coin that, when it was first minted, was worth just 10 cents. So how does a coin go from being worth only a dime to being valued at nearly $50,000? The value comes from the rarity of the error, its condition, and the demand from collectors. Only a very small number of these coins were actually struck with the double die error, making them incredibly hard to find. And even fewer have survived in good condition. When a coin like this surfaces in the market, It gets a lot of attention from collectors, numismatists, and investors alike. These groups are always on the lookout for unique, rare, and valuable coins like this one. Camera zooms in on the coin again, showing a close-up of the date with a magnifying glass effect. So, how can you spot a 1998 D double die dime? It's all in the details. First, focus on the year 1998. You'll want to carefully inspect the number 8. If you see any splitting or doubling, where one 8 appears slightly offset from the other, then you've likely found a double die error. It's not always easy to spot, so be sure to examine the coin carefully, preferably under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Another key area to check is the D mint mark. While it's not always part of the error, there can be subtle signs of doubling on the mint mark as well. If you're still unsure about whether your coin has the error, it's always best to get it professionally appraised by a certified numismatist. Cut to a graphic explaining coin grading. Of course, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. When it comes to rare coins like the 1998 D double die dime, you'll hear a lot about coin grading. Coin grading is a system used to determine the quality and preservation of a coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin, free from any imperfections. A coin in high mint state, meaning it's in almost perfect condition, will fetch a much higher price than one with scratches, dings, or discoloration. If you happen to find a 1998 D double die dime in mint state 65 or higher, you could be looking at a truly substantial amount of money. Cut to a graph showing the rise in the value of error coins over time. Now, let's talk about market trends. The world of coin collecting has experienced quite an uptick in recent years, especially with the rise of error coins. Coins with defects, like the 1998 D double die dime, have become highly sought after in both the numismatic world and the broader collectibles market. If you happen to find one of these error dimes in your change jar or come across it at a local estate sale, don't just pass it off as junk change. There's a significant demand for these rare coins, and the market value has continued to rise steadily. Some coins that were once valued at a few $1,000s have jumped to tens of thousands in just a few years, largely driven by interest from collectors and the scarcity of these error coins. Cut to a segment showing various auction sites, numismatic shops, and online listings. If you're lucky enough to find a 1998 D double die dime, you might be wondering where to sell it. There are several options to consider. First, you can take it to a reputable coin dealer or a numismatist who can appraise the coin for you. Make sure you get a professional opinion before selling. You can also list your coin on specialized auction sites like Heritage Auctions or eBay, where rare coins are frequently bought and sold. Another option is to get your coin certified by a professional grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. A certified coin is much more likely to fetch a higher price, as buyers feel confident in the coin's authenticity and condition. Oh, there you have it. The 1998 D double die dime is an incredible and rare find, and it could be worth up to $48,700 or more, depending on its condition and the current market. If you're a coin collector, this could be a game changer. Remember though, these coins are hard to come by, so keep your eyes peeled and always check your spare change. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that has become the center of attention for collectors and investors alike. You might have a 2015 D Mint Mark I cent dime in your pocket or drawer right now, and it could be worth a lot more than you think. But what makes this particular dime so special? Why are people paying upwards of $22.700 for it? Stay tuned, because we're going to uncover everything about the 2015 D Mint Mark I cent dime coin, its value, history, and current market trends. Let's start by going back in time. The dime, which is worth 10 cents, has a rich history in U.S. coinage. It was first introduced in 1796, with the first design created by none other than the famous artist Robert Scott. Over the years, the dime has undergone several design changes, with some of the most famous being the Mercury dime and the Roosevelt dime, which we still use today. The 2015 dime is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away the previous year. The Roosevelt dime replaced the Mercury dime, and its design was created by John R. Sinek. Since then, the Roosevelt dime has been minted every year, with minor design updates but remaining mostly consistent. The design of the Roosevelt dime is timeless, featuring President Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse, and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. These symbols represent liberty, peace, and strength. Now, let's get into what makes the 2015 D-Mint Mark dime stand out. If you look closely at the coin, you'll notice a small letter D just below Roosevelt's neck. This is the mint mark, indicating that this particular coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is one of the three main mints responsible for producing U.S. coins. The other two are the Philadelphia Mint, P, and the San Francisco Mint, S. But here's the thing, mint marks aren't just for decoration. They tell us something about the coin's origin, and the Denver Mint is known for producing a variety of coins, including dimes, quarters, and even pennies. The 2015 D-Mint Mark dime was part of a regular minting run, but its value has skyrocketed due to a few factors that we're about to dive into. Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. A typical 2015 dime is worth, well, about 10 cents. But certain 2015 D-dimes have been selling for much, much more. In fact, some collectors are paying up to $22.700 for the right dime. But what makes these dimes so valuable? Let's break it down. One major reason for the increased value of these coins is the presence of minting errors. If you're unfamiliar with the term, minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in a coin that doesn't follow the standard design or features. These errors are rare and can make a coin extremely valuable. For example, some 2015 dimes were minted with misalignments, double strikes, or even missing features, which are highly sought after by collectors. The more unique and rare the error, the higher the value. And this is where the $22.700 figure comes into play. Certain 2015 dimes with these errors have been auctioned for extraordinary prices. As you can see, these errors aren't always obvious to the naked eye, but with a trained eye or the help of a magnifying glass, you can spot them. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these coins because they're a piece of history and an anomaly in the coin collecting world. Now, even if you have a 2015 dime with no visible errors, it doesn't mean it's automatically worth thousands of dollars. One thing that can dramatically impact its value is the coin's grade. Coin grading is a system that determines the quality of a coin, from its appearance to its wear and tear over time. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. Coins with high grades, especially those that are graded 65 or higher, are considered to be in mint condition and can fetch higher prices on the market. Coins that are graded 70, also known as MS-70, are virtually flawless and can command impressive prices. So, a 2015 dime that's been graded as a perfect MS-70 by professional coin grading companies like PCGS or NGC will be worth significantly more than one that has been circulated and has visible wear and tear. Another important factor to consider is market demand. As more people become interested in coin collecting and investing, especially in rare and unique coins, the value of certain coins, like the 2015 D-Dime, can rise dramatically. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for coins that have potential and the 2015 D dime fits that profile. This has created a perfect storm of demand for high-quality examples, rare minting errors, and well-preserved specimens. If you're looking to sell a 2015 dime, timing and market interest can play a significant role in determining its value. So you've got a 2015 D mint marked dime, and you think it could be worth a lot of money? Where do you sell it? Well, there are a few great platforms where you can list your coin and reach a large audience of potential buyers. eBay is a popular platform for selling coins. You can create an auction or a fixed price listing to sell your 2015 dime. Just be sure to include high-quality images of the coin, its mint mark, and any potential errors it might have. Attending a coin show or auction is another great option. You'll be able to meet collectors and other enthusiasts face-to-face, and you can even get your coin professionally appraised. If you're looking for a quick sale, you can always approach a professional coin dealer. Be prepared to negotiate, and always research the dealer's reputation before making any deals. To wrap it up, the 2015 D Mint Mark 1-cent dime is a coin with a fascinating history, but it's also one that could be hiding a small fortune. Whether it's a rare minting error, a perfect grade, or just the right market conditions, this little dime could be worth a lot more than you think. If you have one of these in your collection, it might be time to take a closer look. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all things coin collecting. And if you have a 2015 dime or any other rare coin you'd like to share, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it.